finishing off my presentation on creating a story map, starting a new story map app to show how you can add a series of tabs including outside information. First tab I'm creating here, selecting a map, and this is repeat, earthquake risk, and say add, and I have a text box that I can include. Next step, if I want to have more in this map, is to add the button again, and or to do the add tab button again, and we will call this next map, which will force it to be a new map, and in this case I will select the risk map, and I can say OK, and now I have a second tab which has another data set in it. I can add another tab, and once you've seen the pattern of this, you can imagine that you can add just about anything. Prove to you that I can add an image. If I click on image and go over to my internet, here's a random picture I found on the internet to show that you don't have to maintain your own image site like Picasso or something like that. I can actually capture, this is a JPEG, so it's a useful file. It's a picture of a cat I found, and I can copy that web link over to my my construction zone for my web maps, and I can say it's an image. I can call it cat, and I can tell it I want to use a URL. Sorry, I forgot one click. And it says here, put in any web address that's a JPEG, and I can paste in that particular option. And I have some choices. I can make the cat picture fill the whole screen. I can fit it in. I can stretch it out to fill the whole screen, or I can center it. So let's see, this one may be the best choice to start with. And I have a cat picture as part of my map. And now what the user is able to do with one of these maps is scroll from tab to tab, looking at information, videos, maps, and pictures. And the last thing I want to show you before I end this is one story map that I've completed, and it is called Risk and Social Vulnerability in the New Madrid Seismic Zone. And what this includes right here is a series of tabs, and progressing from left to right through the tabs tells a story. I have some text about earthquake risk, and this map should be familiar. It's one we built together. It has a legend. It talks about social vulnerability. The next tab is actually a web page, which was, once I found it, very easy to paste in. So the next tab is a web page in which the Wikipedia can tell us what social vulnerability is. The next tab has some pictures. I'm not sure what that is at the moment. We have some pictures and with some commentary. Here's an area that probably has a high social vulnerability for various characteristics evident in this picture. An area that probably has low social vulnerability. And here's the standard map, county by county, of social vulnerability in the US, just the standard map that everybody uses. It's now possible to take another image, and probably deserves some more text and more description than this. And the last map is this one, which we're also familiar with, and we can zoom and pan and show the map, and then there's some directions in the corner here which are instructing us to go ahead and do that little test that we did before, where we click on this and see a minority population always seems to correlate very closely with social vulnerability. So once again, we prove that although progress has been made in our country with regard to diversity, race, social justice, etc., there still is a great deal of inequality and improvements that still need to be made. And this map, since I have saved it, is available to the whole universe, and that web link is right there. So you can visit this web link as you wish. It's a little inconvenient. It's much easier if that web link is pasted into a document, sent as an email message, and I can cut and paste it into an email message to send, so that you can access this particular data set. And there's my 7-video series, which probably is about 40 minutes, but comprises a really good presentation of starting with data, creating some nice maps and analyzing, configuring those maps to work well in the web, creating web maps, and putting them all together into a real nice story. Risk and social vulnerability in the New Madrid seismic zone. And this is all editable, etc. And finally, that's it. I'll post this, and I'll have more material for you shortly.